my gratitude. That was gorgeous. Thank you. I read recently, I was looking up the 4 directions on the internet and found that starting prayer, starting service with recognition and calling in of the 4 directions happened in every single spiritual place, type meeting, and it goes back like thousands and thousands of years. So we will now call in the 4 directions. Please stand and face east. East is air, the breath of life, rebirth and springtime. East is where the sun rises every morning. It represents inspiration, new ideas, psychic abilities, and intuition. Its colors are white, yellow, crimson, blue-white, and pastels. Some of its animals are the eagle and the hawk. It is new love and joyous new beginnings. Please take a deep breath. Turn to your right. South. South is fire. It is energy and the fire of the sun. It is the spirit of life and can heal and purify. South is summer. It represents growth, fertility, gentleness, warmth, and good friendship. Its color is red. Its animals are desert animals like reptiles and salamanders, and also fire animals like dragons and horses. Please take a deep breath and turn to your right. Facing west, west is water. It represents the emotions of love, courage and daring, as well as the unconscious, the womb and fertility. As it flows, it represents the changes life constantly brings. It is the cleansing of rain, the excitement of a river, and the passion of the sea. It is where the sun goes down each evening. We thank the West for the changes, transformations, and new ideas that come into our lives. Blue and aqua are its colors. Its animals are dolphins, whales, fish, sea serpents, seabirds, and all other creatures. Please take a deep breath and turn to your right. Facing north, north is earth. It is the stable home to return to. It is winter and gives us strength and power to bear what is cold and harsh in life. It is going within to find your own strength and connections with spirit. It is the body, growth, money, creativity, birth, and death. Its color is white. It is mountains, valleys, precious stones, salt and crystals. It is nourishment and sustenance. Its animals are the stag, bison, and forest animals. Please take a deep breath and turn to face the center aisle or your screen. Close your eyes, put your hands over your heart, and feel the presence of these elements within, honoring each as an element of spirit. Now open your eyes, take a moment. As you see with the eyes of God, notice God looking back at you. Namaste.
Good morning every day.
Good job, Patty.
Oh my, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful time. In spite of how everything looks, we are renewed and rebirthed every day. And so I know today Anne's talk is going to be very fun and interesting. And since she's talking about a fish that grows a new body, it made me think about renewal, regeneration, rebirth, faith, joy, trust, all of those things. And so my reading today is from Marianne Williamson. And it's from her book, The Laws of Divine Compensation. Some of you may have read it or studied with her Course in Miracles. And she says here, God has given you your identity, and this cannot be taken away. God has imbued you with infinite potential, and this cannot be taken away. God has provided you with the opportunities to change your thinking in an instant, and this cannot be taken away. God has given you the capacity to love, and this cannot be taken away. God has entrusted you with the power to live in the light of his abundance in any moment, and this cannot be taken away. Every moment, every single holy instant, the universe is ready to begin again. The only time God's time intersects with linear time is in the present moment. Miracles happen, not in the past or future, but now. Every moment, God is pouring forth love for you with endless opportunities for renewal and rebirth. Every moment, God is saying, here is the glory of the universe. Do you want it?
Yes.
Yes. Then show up for it because it is yours. And so in the light of that, I know right now that each one of us are blessed and each one of us are renewed. And so our affirmation today is, I'll read it through and then I'll ask you to follow after me. I open my heart and mind to begin again, renewed in joy, love, and gratitude, and miracles happen. So I open my heart and mind to begin again.
I open my heart and mind to begin again.
Renewed in joy,
Renewed in joy,
love, and gratitude,
love and gratitude,
and miracles happen.
and miracles happen.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Patty. Good morning. I'm Joseph Selleck, the music director here at the Everyday Center, and this morning it's a pleasure to welcome back Shelley Campbell. She's been singing at the Everyday Center for probably 8 or 9 or 10 years, and also sings at other churches here in the Santa Fe area.
When?
And Albuquerque. She has a beautiful voice and a wonderful presence. Please join me in welcoming Shelley Campbell.
I'm so happy to be here. Yay! So I just wanted to say something really quick. This song was written by Ricky Byers, and she's going to be in concert next Saturday at the Rio Grande CSL. I think that was in the newsletter. And today is the anniversary of my grandmother's death. And so this song, it's called, I don't know what it's called actually, but I'm going to assume it's called More of Who We Are. And I just want to dedicate it, of course, to everybody, but especially to the feminine line of my ancestors, because I am learning to be more of who I am. And I think that for a long time we were focused on trying to please others and be something that we weren't. And so I really think this is an important message. And I'd love to have my dancers come up that were dancing when we were rehearsing. I will lead you with my heart, heart to heart, let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch you with my soul, soul to soul, let us touch again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you silently, breath to breath, let us breathe as one, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch you with my heart, heart to heart, let us touch again, and then may we become more of who we are, 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 more of who we are.
Can we take it on the road?
Thank you, Joseph.
Can we take it on the road?
Yeah, we should
Okay.
absolutely take it on the road. Okay, now you and I are gonna be okay. We're just gonna go like this, okay? Just like that, and everything's gonna be good. Good morning, every day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And what a glorious morning it is. Oh my gosh. Denise, who obviously is missing in action this morning, but sends her love to everyone, looks out at a day like this and says, see, I told you that spring is right around the corner. And I go, uh-huh. Uh-huh. And we aren't planning anything yet, because I believe the common wisdom that is native to New Mexicans, and we'll wait. I'm Reverend Ann Ray. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
I'm Reverend Ann Ray, and I am thrilled to welcome you this morning, to be here with you this morning, to be in joy and love with you this morning. You know, and that might sound a little dopey to somebody who might be online with us for the first time. You know, enjoy and love with you this morning, and it's not dopey. It's what we do. It's how we are. And we welcome everyone. Everyone, even Misty. Where is she? Oh, I see her now. So I'm Reverend Ann Ray, and I get to play with this wonderful community that is the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. and play we do. So including being a glorious day, and a day where we get to play and we get to come from love together and appreciate each other and look in each other's eyes. I mean, isn't that a beautiful thing that we do at the end of the Four Directions, where we look in each other's eyes and we see God seeing God. We see the God in others seeing the God in us. I just think that's such a beautiful thing we do. Okay, so I'm not gonna make you wait too long. Because anybody who knew what my title was today may have thought, oh my God, what is she going to talk about now? Because my title, for those who didn't have a chance so far yet to see either one of the newsletters that came out, my title today is The Fish That Grew Another Body. So I'm going to tell you the story first, because I could make you wait. There is a deliciousness to that, you know. But I'm not going to make you wait. So I can't remember when my dad and I started to fish, but I was pretty young. We would go to the Colorado River, and I was probably 7 at the most. We would go to the Colorado River, my mom and my dad and I, and pitch a tent in this one particular place that we loved, and then my dad and I would go out on the river and fish. And we'd haul the boat out through the tules, and, well, actually, my dad would do that part. Anybody know what tules are? It's tall grass. And so he would haul the boat out with me in it through the tules at 04 dark in the morning. And in the boat would be our fishing rods, our, you know, whatever fishing equipment we needed to have with us, apples and cheddar cheese. And then fishing line that was just extra. And the fishing line that was extra was for the apples, because he would put hooks in the apples and he'd throw them in the water, and the water was ice cold, and they would just drag along behind the boat while we were out there fishing. And then when we were ready to eat something, he'd haul an apple out of the cold water. Yum. Get the cheddar cheese out, put it on a piece of foil on the bench in the little skiff that we were in, and the cheese would melt on this ice cold apple. Okay, that's the whole story. But I want to tell you, it was every bit as good as it sounds. It's the simple things, right? It's the simple things. So, mind you, I'm like 6 or 7, and we're fishing for catfish, we're fishing for crappie, we're fishing, but mostly catfish. And at the end of the day, we'd repeat the process of hauling the boat back in through the tules, and then we'd clean all the fish. And he taught me from that young age how to clean a fish properly, which meant not cutting anything off of anything, but carefully, now don't anybody get the heebie-jeebies, I'm not gonna stay in this part for very long. Carefully cut around the gills and carefully cut down the back and carefully cut down the middle and then remove the fillet whole. I knew how to do that when I was 6, which isn't bad for a California girl. So I asked him, I said, why do we do this? It seems like it would be so much easier to just, whack off this and whack off that. And he said, no. We're going to put the head and the rest of the fish back in the water so that it can grow a new body. And I believed him. Hook, line, and sinker. And I said, how did you figure that out? And he said, oh, I learned it just like you're learning it now. And I said, well, that's pretty cool, that, or whatever our language was then. That's neat, I think. Neat was the word then. That a fish can grow a new body. And he said, oh, I know. Now, we did this fishing business for years. He never changed his story. And I stopped telling it to other people because they didn't believe me. And I couldn't figure out why. And when this story came to mind, because you have to know that when you're working on your titles for talks, the fish that grew another body doesn't necessarily just come out of thin air. And thematically, what we're talking about is avenues of good. That's our theme for the year, avenues of good. And this month, we're talking about the stories we tell. And what I learned from that story is that nothing was wasted. Everything was used. Everything not only was used, but was used for good. Now, when I finally found out, and I'm not going to confess how long it took me to finally find out that that wasn't the case, that fish grew new bodies, I didn't care. Because the impression that it had made on me about everything being of use and my dad's respect for life in that way, that was more important than the story. But of course, had he told me at 6, well, everything gets used, I would have gone, well, yeah, whoop. So not only is everything of use and everything of good use, but as Patty pointed out, not only in Marianne Williamson's words this morning, but in her own, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. Particularly if we bring our attention to it in that way. If our intention is that everything be of good use. Now that could be where the story ends, but that is not where the story ends. The story ends in our capacity. Well, actually, this is where it begins, now that I think about it differently. The story segues, we'll say, when we realize, so let's say something unwanted happens. Let's say that we have an asthma thing going on, like Denise does right now. Let's say that something unwanted happens. May we, because of course it's a choice, may we look at that something that happens as something that can be used for good? May we look at that something that happens and remind ourselves that this can be used for good. Now, it might not seem like it. It might seem like a sale falling through on our flower shop. It might seem like shingles that have gone on for, well, a long time. We'll just say a long time. It may seem like a burglary. It may seem like a hitch in our giddy-up. You know what that is. It may seem like anything unwanted. Yet I challenge you with this idea. I challenge us all with this idea. If we can take a breath or two and say, okay, I am determined to see this as something that can be used for good. It's always available. That vantage point, that perspective is always available. And as Patty quoted from Marianne Williamson, it cannot be taken away. We're the ones who give it away. And this is no should or blame or shame or anything like that. I'm just saying that we have a choice. We have a choice to look at this circumstance. We always have a choice to look at the circumstance objectively. That's the difference. Because if we look at the circumstance from the point of view that this is happening to me, this is something that's happening to me, something that's being done to me, then that's how we're going to see it. And once we've seen it that way, it's hard to come back. Not impossible, but hard. And I won't say very many things are hard, but that one's a toughie. And depending on how we were raised, that may be where we naturally go. Even if we weren't raised that way, we know people. It doesn't include any of us, but we know people who look for someone or something to blame. Right out of the get-go, right? Boom. But then there we are. we're in the blame game. And it doesn't feel like a game. It doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel, if we stopped and thought about it for a minute, we'd notice that it doesn't feel like the truth. Because the truth is, we are. Go like this. We are. I am. Everybody go like this. Come on, you guys. Thank you. I am. I am. I am the decider. I am the decider. I am the one that makes stuff up. Woo, that was close. Sometimes I have to save myself from myself. I am the one who can look for blame. I am the one who can look to shame. I am the one who can look to embrace. I am the one who can look for the blessing. I am the one who can be open to a new perspective and leave everybody else in their own lane. Now I know that's not always easy. But then we have to take into consideration, which is a call to pause. It's a call to take a break and to maybe give our brain a timeout. It's a call to pause and say, wait a minute, what am I doing? Where am I going with this? There isn't a single second of my life that is not a gift. And yet I am deciding this isn't a gift. Well, that sucks. Because I know, you want to talk about physical difficulties, you want to talk about mental difficulties, you want to talk about emotional difficulties, you want to talk about any of that, spiritual challenges, whatever it is, been there, done that, have the t-shirt. Even went to the convention. I know. I didn't get here because I went to school and was taught this stuff. I got here because I practiced this stuff. I make myself stop. I make myself pause and say, okay, where are you going? Where are you going with this? If you believe, I'm talking to myself now, if you believe what you say you believe, that there is one life, one power, one presence, it is all life, it is your life now, it is all that has been created ever, 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 it is all that has been created now, it is all that will be created in the future. If you truly believe that, what are you doing? What are you doing using, mind you, my authority, because we all have it, and it cannot be taken away. Authority. What a big dang word that is. Do you know what I mean? And it's okay if you don't. Do you know what I mean when I say that we all have authority? It's okay if you don't know what I mean. We are individualizations of the one. We are individual expressions, individual revelations of the one. There is no other Stephen, I guarantee you. There is no other me. There is no other Patty. There's no other Carol. There's no other Kevin. There's no other. There's no other. And we, as individual expressions, we have authority, big word, over how we are going to experience and express this life. Ever heard the saying, as you say it, so it is? That's authority. And that's not just somebody's made up stuff in some book that was edited 1,000,000 times. I'm not referring to anything in particular. And it's been said, it's like Jackie said this morning about the 4 directions. It's been said for thousands of years. Because we have authority. And yet, we give it away. We hand it off. We say, no, you're the authority. And you tell me how it is. And then I'll do what you think. I don't let people do that with me. When I'm working with people, I don't let people get away with that stuff. Because I don't want your authority. And you don't want mine. You want your own. You want to speak your own word with confidence. You want to tell the fish story with confidence. If my dad hadn't been believable, because he never made up stuff that I was aware of. If he hadn't been believable, I wouldn't have believed it in the first place. But I thought it was the coolest thing, that nothing was wasted. We look at our lives, some of us, nobody here, but we look at our lives and we might say, boy, oh boy, you know, I think about all the time I wasted before I knew what I now know. I think about, it may be about a relationship. I think about all the time I wasted before I found you. It may be about this community. I think of all the time I wasted before I knew that I could be in a community of people that treasured each other and supported each other and enjoyed each other and uplifted each other the way this community does. Look at all the time I wasted. None of it is wasted. You were doing what you thought was the most important thing at the time. You were doing what you thought fed you at the time. You were doing what you thought embraced you at the time and uplifted you at the time, because isn't that what we're looking for? We're looking for support. We're looking for belonging. We're looking for true nurturing and food, spiritual food. You weren't wasting your time. You were just where you thought you should be then. None of it is wasted. And all of it, in some unexplainable way, has led to all of us being in this room together right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
I heard that. Denise just said she's watching on Zoom. That's great. Oh, and here comes Pippa and Rod. Yay. So of course you have homework. And the homework is to find the blessing. To find the blessing. To find, a blessing. A blessing comes in a lot of outfits.
Right.
Sometimes it just looks like an outright blessing. Feels like a blessing. But sometimes it's an invitation. Sometimes it's an invitation to lean into something a little differently, to catch something in a different way, to open to something that you may have turned away from before. A blessing can look like a wee sprite in a little pink outfit, who's in the back of the room in her grandpa's arms. Hi, sweetheart. Look for the blessing. If we begin with the idea that nothing is wasted, that everything serves a purpose, if we say so, then look for the blessing. Because you get to call it as you see it. It's always up to you. And so it is.
My turn?
Your turn.
Okay, y'all. This is a take off your shoes and jacket kind of song. All right. I usually do like ballady type stuff because I love that. And I wanted to try something brand new. So I need my percussionist. Yeah. And this song I just like it. It's happy, it's springtime. Just so dance if you want, and we hope you like it. I feel like new sunglasses, like a brand new pair of jeans. I feel like taking chances. I feel a lot like 17. I feel like windows roll down new city streets and cabs. I feel like anything can happen, laughing. You take me right back when we were kids. Never thought I'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees
all of that. So, every day, can we please give Shelley a little more appreciation?
Electrifying, that's what she is.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, in the spirit of all this joy. We come together with the law of divine compensation and knowing that the principle of giving is a principle of reciprocity. And so I invite you to take your gifts, whatever form they're in, be it a thought, be it a gift of money, be it whatever, an intention. Put it over your heart. And know with me right now that whatever we send out comes back multiplied and overflowing, because this is the principle of divine abundance. And so I know that together, this has been an absolutely delightful, wonderful day. Having each of us together with one another, loving, smiling, laughing, dancing, all in this renewal and rebirth. And so if you'll say with me our prayer, the spirit of life multiplies all that I am, all